You've been at your company for years, right? You've done great work, you know the people, you know the systems. But then that perfect internal role opens up, and someone from the outside gets it. It is so frustrating. You start to feel like your own company just doesn't see your potential, that your reputation should be enough. Well, today we're going to unpack exactly why that happens. And, more importantly, we're going to show you how to fix it. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's just start with a reality check. Internal candidates lose out to external hires 40% of the time. Think about that for a second. That's nearly half the time that the person who already knows everything about the company gets passed over for a complete stranger. And the reason why is probably not what you think.
That's the kicker. See, at 70% of Fortune 500 companies, you still need a formal resume to apply for an internal job. You are competing on paper, just like everybody else. And here's the problem. That external candidate's resume is built from the ground up to impress a stranger. Yours? It often assumes that everybody already knows you and your work. And you know what? That is a fatal mistake.
This right here, this is the entire game. The hiring manager down the hall, your coworkers, your boss, they all have a picture of you in their head, and it's based on the job you have right now. That means your resume can't just be a list of stuff you've done. No, it has to tell a brand new story. It has to tell the story of the role you want, not just the role you have.
So before we can build this new resume, we have to understand the unique challenges you're up against as an insider. Think of these as 4 hidden traps that external applicants just never have to deal with. But once you see them, you can sidestep them completely.
This is trap number 1, and it is a big one. You're known as Sarah from compliance or David from logistics, right? So when that hiring manager sees your resume, their brain immediately puts you in that box. They filter everything you've written through that identity. So your bullet point might be about launching a major project, but all they're thinking is, oh, isn't that the person who does our audits? Your resume has to work twice as hard to break that mental frame.
Okay, this one is so subtle, but it is so dangerous. An internal manager sees your name and thinks, oh yeah, I know Sarah, I know her work. So what do? They skim. They don't read your resume with those fresh, curious eyes they give to an outsider. And that means your biggest accomplishments, especially the ones that aren't super visible, they might as well be invisible. That massive project you poured your heart into last year, if they didn't see it happen day to day, in their mind it barely exists.
All right, let's bust a huge myth right now. A lot of people think that internal applications get a free pass from the resume robots. That is absolutely not true at most big companies. Your resume gets fed into the exact same automated screening software, the applicant tracking system, or ATS, as everyone else's. So if you haven't updated your resume with the right keywords for that new role, you could get rejected by a machine before your colleague in HR even knows you applied.
And this is a tough one, especially if you've been with your company for a while. Of course, your loyalty is a huge plus, but a hiring manager might look at your 10 years of service and have a little voice in the back of their head asking, why are they still in that role? Is there a reason they haven't moved up already? Your resume has to tell a story of constant growth and new challenges, not of someone just standing put.
Okay, so those are the traps. It's a bit grim, I know. But now for the good part. Being an insider gives you an incredible, unfair advantage. You have powerful weapons that an external candidate could only dream of having. So let's talk about how to turn your insider status into your greatest strength. It's time to weaponize what they can't.
Here they are, your 4 secret weapons. You can use company-specific language, you can show off your cross-functional visibility, you can sell your institutional knowledge, and you can provide cultural proof points. An outsider just cannot compete with you on any of these fronts.
Just look at this. The difference is night and day. The external candidate says something generic and honestly kind of vague. Increased operational efficiency by 15%. Okay, but you can be brutally specific. You can name the exact internal process, the order-to-cash cycle. You can name the business unit, the APAC network. And you can even cite the exact financial report that proves you saved the company $3.2 million. That's not just a claim, it's undeniable internal proof.
And it doesn't stop there. You can write, partnered with the product marketing and data science teams on Project Titan. An outsider has no idea what those teams are or what Project Titan is. You can mention being selected for the 2024 Emerging Leaders Cohort. What is that? It's an internal award that proves the company already sees you as a future leader. These are powerful signals that you are a high-performing, deeply integrated part of the organization.
So we have these weapons. How do we actually use them? It is all about the reframe.
We have to completely rewrite your resume's story. It's no longer just a record of your past. From now on, it is a bridge to your future. It's a strategic argument for the job you want next.
This table is basically your cheat sheet for breaking out of that pigeonhole. Your old summary? It just describes your current job. Your new summary describes you as transitioning to the new role, and it connects the dots for the hiring manager so they don't have to. For your experience, don't just list what you did. Highlight the achievements that prove you can do the target job. So for that compliance analyst who wants a product role, the old bullet is conducted 50+ audits. The new, powerful one is analyzed audit data to identify 3 systemic product gaps leading to a 20% drop in customer complaints. You see? Same work, totally different story.
Now this is really important. An internal resume isn't just a marketing document, it's a political one. You're navigating a landscape of existing relationships, and that means what you leave out is just as critical as what you put in. One wrong move here can create friction and totally sabotage your chances.
So here are 4 golden rules. 1. Never, ever, ever criticize your current team or your role, not even subtly. The hiring manager is going to talk to your current manager, and any hint of negativity is a huge red flag. 2. Do not overclaim credit for a team project. People know who did what, and if you exaggerate, your credibility inside the company is toast. 3. Make sure your resume story matches the story you're going to tell your boss. No surprises. And finally, 4. Balance all those great internal wins with some external validation, like a new certification. It shows your skills are current and not just stuck inside the company bubble.
All right, we have covered the traps, the advantages, the reframing strategy, and the politics. Now, let's put it all together into a clear, simple, actionable plan you can use to build this new internal resume starting today.
Here it is, your 4-step plan. Step 1, audit your internal brand. Seriously, ask a few trusted colleagues, hey, when you think of me, what kind of work do you think of? The gap between their answer and what you actually do is what your resume needs to fill. Step 2, go through every single bullet point and reframe it through the lens of your target role. Step 3, optimize for that internal ATS. Pull keywords directly from that new job description and pepper them in. And finally, Step 4, prepare for that crucial conversation with your current manager. Your resume is the script that supports the story you're about to tell them.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. I want you to go pull up your resume right after this. Look at it. Is it just a historical document, a boring list of tasks from your old jobs? Or is it a strategic, compelling argument for your future? Because that difference right there is the difference between staying stuck and getting that promotion you absolutely deserve.
And hey, remember, even the most perfectly reframed resume still has to get past those automated gatekeepers. Since we know most big companies use an ATS for internal jobs too, using a tool like Pass the Scan can be a real game changer. It'll analyze your resume against that job description and help make sure your new story actually gets seen by human eyes. After all this work, you gotta make sure the right people see it.